Tacoma's Totem-pole takedown aims to ease tribal trauma. All the arguing over tearing down what some consider inappropriate public monuments becomes palpable once you hear the revving up of chainsaws. The roar came to Tacoma's Fireman's Park, the South A Street vista overlooking the port's industrial tide flats at 7 a.m. Tuesday, August 3rd. That's when Tacoma power workers hoisted cherry picker buckets and began slicing into pieces a 118-year-old city landmark, the Tacoma Totem-pole. Capped with an eagle, it was erected just before President Teddy Roosevelt's May 22, 1903 visit to Tacoma as a lasting way to promote the City of Destiny in favorable comparison to northern neighbor Seattle. Described as 75 to 105 feet long with some 15 feet underground, the pole bore a plaque calling it the largest totem pole in the world, a status touted for decades but eclipsed elsewhere. First it stood at 10th Street next to the old Tacoma Hotel. Then it was moved one block north in 1954. It came down in 1974 to 76 for extensive restoration and was steadied in 2014 by a tall metal brace. Its most prominent national role came in the 1927 silent film Eyes of the Totem, working title The Totem-pole Beggar, helmed by famed director W.S. Van Dyke and restored and re-premiered in 2015 by the Tacoma Historical Society. As shown in our then photo, the pole figured strikingly in the melodrama. Trouble is, the pole, long said to have been carved by Alaska natives hired by Tacoma businessmen, recently has been deemed inauthentic in origin and purpose, and unrepresentative of the indigenous Puyallup tribe, which sought its exile. There has been a lot of trauma, Tribal Council Chairwoman Annette Bryan has said, and we have to tell the true story to be able to heal. Tacoma officials agreed. They plan to commission new Coast Salish art for the park while storing the pole's pieces and working with the Historical Society to display them with appropriate interpretation. Debate, however, rages on. Doug Granum of Southworth, who led the pole's mid-1970s restoration, calls its removal tragic. Destroying history, he says, is right out of the communist playbook. The feelings of Don Lackey, former member of the Tacoma Arts Commission who fervently pursued the pole's preservation, are more mixed. I can understand why the Puyallup Nation finds it offensive, he says. It would be like Russia putting up a monument here in the United States. Meanwhile, 46-year Tacoma resident Verna Stewart, one of a few non-city staff or media witnessing the 2-hour chainsaw takedown, was grateful to see the removal of what she calls another American history lie. In our then photo, this lobby card for the 1927 silent film Eyes of the Totem, filmed in Tacoma, shows actress Wanda Hawley playing a homeless single mother wearing sunglasses while sitting at the base of the Tacoma Totem-pole searching for the killer of her husband. This view is at 10th and A Streets, looking east to the municipal dock and tide flats, including Tacoma Lumber Company. The pole was moved one block north in 1954. The Tacoma Historical Society has just released a digital version of Eyes of the Totem for rental or purchase. Today, in this southeast-facing view in the post-sunrise haze of August 3rd, the 118-year-old Tacoma Totem-pole stands in the city's Fireman's Park half an hour before its takedown by a Tacoma Power crew. In this south-facing view on August 3rd, the 118-year-old pole is framed by artist Lance Kage's new Port of Tacoma sculpture called Swell. A Tacoma power crew lifts a cherry picker bucket to the top of the Tacoma Totem-pole in preparation for slicing it into pieces on August 3rd. A Tacoma power worker slices a midsection from the pole. And finally, the carved eagle that made up the top portion of the Tacoma toll rests with other pieces on a Tacoma power truck, ready to be restored by the city for possible later display by the Tacoma Historical Society.